And now, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. He's a successful entrepreneur, published author, top listing agent, a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rimes.
All right, welcome to the show. Thanks for spending time with us here. Consumer Quarterback Show, powered by the Platinum MVP team at Keller Realty. Got a lot of stories we want to get to here. We're going to cover the SPLC charged with fraud, massive fraud, a massive story. You also have United Airlines to cut more flights as it sees oil potentially rising above $100. So we'll see where that goes. We got Captain Will Smith in studio to weigh in with that. Will Smith Aviation, Will's Way Foundation. Give us a little teaser, Will. What are we going to talk about today, man?
Well, we'll talk about the oil shortage, or the so-called shortage, and how I think some of this is a farce. Talk about the industry in a whole, gas prices and Jet A, how it's just climbing through the ceilings, and then we'll talk about some of that fraud and abuse that's going on.
Waste, fraud, and abuse, not only in the state of Florida, and you got it in every state, I'm sure, but this one's really kind of a crazy story. We also have the latest real estate stats we'll jump into here. Pinellas County. We'll talk about Pinellas County, the first quarter of the year, what's going on in Pinellas there with some of the latest numbers, new listings, active listings, closed sales, what percentage of deals are closing with seller concessions. We'll go through all that with you and keep you educated and informed on the local real estate market here. Consumer Quarterback Show, powered by the Platinum MVP team. We got an event coming up. Mark Hay and myself, we're going to be hosting a W-2 investor seminar. Are you tired of working so hard and paying so much in taxes? Do you feel like taxes are crushing you? Well, come on out. May 6th, Wednesday, May 6th, 6 o'clock, Crown and Bull, Dunedin. We're hosting an investor seminar. Now, if you got a W-2 wage earner in your family or friend scope, sphere of influence there, get them there. This is going to be an event that's going to teach them how to save a lot of money, thousands of dollars potentially, off their income. They're going to be legally paying less money in taxes, lower your tax bill, build massive income, leverage real estate, and keep more of what you earn. Come on out Wednesday, May 6th, 6 o'clock, Crown and Bull in Dunedin. It's our W-2 investor seminar. We're going to be there. We're going to have appetizers provided by Dominic Rock, First American Home Warranty. We'll even buy your first drink. All right, so a couple of hot listings here. We'll jump into it. I like to feature my listings on the program and all of our team's listings, by the way. We've got about 50 current listings, some really awesome properties. This one's in Hampton Park in Fort Myers, 13451 Hampton Park Court, Fort Myers, Florida. This home offers it all. You've got a 322, 1883 square feet, just under quarter-acre lot. You got a bright open layout, serene lakefront view, so you're on the lake, you're on the waterfront there. Gorgeous palm trees and great opportunity to own real estate in Southwest Florida. You're close to the beaches still. You go take a short drive, and you're on Fort Myers Beach, Bell Tower Shops, Gulf Coast Town Center, 13451 Hampton Park Court, Fort Myers, Florida. Spacious bedrooms, and you have a split floor plan there. Beautiful kitchen with the lighter color cabinetry and the stainless steel appliances. 13451 Hampton Park Court in Fort Myers, Florida. Beautiful Southwest Florida property from the Platinum MVP team at Keller Realty. 443 Foxdale Road, Lake Placid. Lake Placid is truly home of the lakes. This is a beautiful community, lots of lakes, lots of boating, lots of outdoor activities. What we have here is a single-family home. It's a 222, 14 square feet, just under quarter-acre lot, open floor plan, lots of natural lighting coming through there. You have a split floor plan, serene setting. The home offers a true sense of privacy and tranquility. You also have a metal roof on top there. Those things will last 40 years, sometimes 50 years, those metal roofs. 443 Foxdale Road, Lake Placid, Florida. Great opportunity to buy real estate. You can see all of our listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com. Made in America. Captain Will Smith, you got your red, white, and blue on today. I
do.
It. And welcome back in, sir.
Good to be here again.
Yeah,
Finally,
man.
I've been busy, flying all over the place.
Yeah,
traveling.
you have.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
A lot going on.
That's great. Yeah, you got the foundation going now, too. Will's Way Foundation. We're planning
the party bus.
Yeah, you got the pirate ship bus now. You got the pirate tours. We have Oynton on a couple weeks back. And, so that's taken off. And then what's new in the aviation space? I want to start there because there's a lot in the news. You got this story here, United Airlines to cut flights. Not only United, I guess, several of them, but it seems like they want to cut their short flights. They're less in demand, like midweek runs. and those short flights first, but because apparently they're trying to save money. One of the CEOs is warning that oil could rise as high as $175 a barrel. A lot of that's hyperbole, right?
Yeah, it is, and I don't know where they get those numbers, because if you're looking at what's going on in Iran, we get less than 10% of our oil from over there.
Yep.
So why is it impacting us the most? It shouldn't be. I just think it's a price grab right now.
Yep.
I think they're just using that to gouge the public.
Yep.
So I don't put a lot of clout into that.
Yep.
But you can't control what the people are going to sell their the fuel for. Jet A right now in Miami, I was looking up to $11.80 a gallon, and some of the planes I fly take on 1,000 or gallons or more, or 1,500 gallons for a trip.
Yeah.
And that gets expensive. When you're spending $20,000 every time you take a leg to fly somewhere, we've even noticed on the private charter. One of our citations that we use, it was usually going for $3,200 an hour, but because of the price increase, we're now having to charge $4,000 an hour for the same trip. So if we just kind of focus on our own oil reserves and everything we have going on, I mean, when I fly over the Gulf of Mexico, it's happening. I'm sorry, the Gulf of America, it's happening. And I can see all the oil tankers going back and forth and where they're drilling. So they're drilling and drilling and drilling, and I know we have enough fuel that we can offset that cost. And why we're not doing it, I don't know. I know somebody's getting rich off of it, but it ain't us.
Well, yeah, it seems like you have that, whenever you have hurricanes or storms or different things, you see that, and will they bring the pricing down to where it was pre, storm or pandemic,
right,
or conflict here in this case. But when you see that happening right now, so you look back to what Trump did and what we did in the United States with Maduro. So now we have that oil.
Correct.
We are essentially putting China on an island in a way.
Correct.
I hear their reserves, they try to keep around 6 months in reserves for their oils. So it'll be interesting to see how this plays out. I hope, I'm praying that we have peace in the Middle East at some point. We wrap this thing up. But at the same time, we got to do what we got to do to ensure that our kids have a bright future and they're not, under that type of a scenario. So WillSmithAviation.com is the website. Will Smith Aviation. So what is your offer to our audience out there? What are you offering at Will Smith Aviation?
Well, right now, as soon as I leave the studio, I'm heading over to Bimini. So what we're wanting to do is put together a direct flight from the West Coast to Bimini. Bimini is growing, so we wanted to kind of help the community, instead of having to drive across the state of Florida and get on a plane and fly over to the island, or if you were commuting out of Tampa, we're going to offer direct trips from Tampa International to Bimini. If you've never been to Bimini, it's an awesome little island. It kind of takes you back 30 years, but the people are great. The food is great. It's a short hop over there, less than an hour, and you're in the Bahamas and you're doing deep drops. So that's what the company's working on. So I'll be over there this weekend negotiating some deals, trying to get our name over there and get a hangar for us to where we can start offering these nonstop trips West Coast to Bimini.
I like that. I need to come over there and negotiate with you.
Yeah, exactly.
Kind of be that in-between person.
There's some hopping real estate over there. You should come take a look at it.
I'm thinking. You got short-term rental opportunities, probably.
Yep, sure do.
You got a lot of opportunity. How big is that island of Bimini?
Oh, it's small. It's maybe the size of Key West.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's not that big, but it's 70 miles off the coast of Miami.
Yeah, it's awesome.
It's a quick little hop, and there's so many different ways to get to it. You can get there by aircraft. South Bimini is where the airport is. Seaplane, which flies right into Bimini, and they also have, how they have the Key West Express. Well, they have a fast cat that leaves Fort Lauderdale and goes straight to Bimini. So there's all different types of ways to go there, but it's a really awesome island, and it's just a great place to go and party and have fun and relax.
Great fishing and diving.
Oh yeah, diving, the deep drops. We do a lot of the deep drops, so it's fun doing that.
So anybody looking to go, if you think about a vacation, quick little vacation, quick little getaway, rather than flying to a far destination somewhere in Latin America or whatever.
Correct.
That's so close, and it's just you're going to have more time to do the fun stuff versus spending it, traveling.
Yeah, you don't want to spend all day trying to get to your destination, because if you got to spend all day getting there and then all day getting back, you just cut out 2 days. We'll have you there in 45 minutes.
Yeah.
So we leave at 8:30 in the morning, get there at 9:15, clear customs, and then have fun.
I love that. Yeah. WillSmithAviation.com. You got Will's Way. We got the foundation now as well, raising money for underprivileged children. We're running spots on our station here, also on our other station on 102.5 The Bone, pumping up that event that we're doing, and we're going to have donations there. People can give donations to Will's Way Foundation. What's new there? What else is happening?
So on the Pirate Bus, May 2nd, this is going to be a media day. This is when we have our influencers for social media, radio station, Fox 13 News, Spectrum. They're all going to get a chance to get on the land ship, the pirate ship, and we're going to take you around town. It's from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m.
Okay.
On May 2nd. So any of you guys that are in the media, this is for you. It's for free. We'll show you what we're doing and how we're going to kick it off. And then from there, the general public can start reserving 4 and 5 hour spots to use the bus. Now, keeping in mind that 40% of the profits are coming to the foundation.
Yeah.
And those monies are going to be spent on helping children that want to get into some type of trade. And this is going to be a segue for them to own their own company in entrepreneurship. So it's if they wanted to be a general contractor, a framer, electrician, HVAC, we're going to help with that. And I know right now Home Depot has got a program going on helping with the trades as well. So we'd like to team up with Home Depot and kind of work this to where we don't want an obstacle for a child if they want to pursue a career in something like trade school. When I went to high school, there was trade. There was, shop class and we, architectural design and all these really neat things. Yeah. And they don't have that anymore.
Yeah.
And I don't know why they took that out, because some kids don't want to go to college for 6 years to get a degree to be an attorney or a doctor. Some kids want to use their hands.
Yeah.
And they want to build things and fix things. And there's a big void that we're trying to fill and segue them to where they can have ownership and own a company.
Yeah, Mike Rose done a lot of work in that space.
Yep.
Charlie Kirk talked a lot about it.
Yep.
Dirty jobs and all the jobs that and now you got electricians and plumbers and carpenters, all the different fields and trades, welders in high demand. And there's they're charging a lot of money when they come out to fix that leak under your sink or whatever it might be. And we've got Luke Makar coming up next, solar. I mean, that's a whole nother emerging industry as well. Aspire Solar. Luke's going to be on next. But when you think about that, it's like, hey man, not everybody's cut out to go to these schools. Plus, a lot of these schools are so woke now; they're just shoving this agenda down your throat, which leads me to our next story.
Yep.
If you just joined us, we're talking with Captain Will Smith Aviation. I'm your host, Brandon Rimes. So you've got a recent post by Andrew Colbett, who kind of filled in as host for Charlie Kirk. The SPLC revenue before Charlottesville, so the whole Charlottesville hoax, was around $52 million. And then after Charlottesville, that jumped up to $133 million. So they're using these as a way to raise money and then you have Cash Patel. I'm going to play the sound clip. I'll play the sound clip, and then we'll come back to that and get your opinion on it. But it's such a mirage by the left.
What we're here today is to announce what the general just told you. The Southern Poverty Law Center, in a massive, sweeping indictment, has been charged with allegations of fraud and using the banking system to perpetrate that fraud. I just want to talk about a couple of brief things here. The Southern Poverty Law Center themselves advertise to raise money to dismantle violent extremist groups for a period of at least a decade. They use their donor network to raise money to purportedly dismantle violent extremist groups. However, the SPLC, the Southern Poverty Law Center, used the money they raised from their donor network to actually pay the leadership of these very groups. I just want to say that again. They used the fraudulently raised money by lying to their donor network, thousands of Americans, to go ahead and actually pay the leadership of these supposed violent extremist groups. The groups, as the general laid out, include the Ku Klux Klan,
the KKK. So they got the Democrats. Not only did they originate and found the KKK, they were the founders of that, but now they're using a mirage and a smokescreen scheme to make it look like they're fighting against it. And what would Biden always say, and Obama get up there and say, what's the worst threat in America? White supremacy.
Yeah.
And they're the ones funding it. They're the ones
funding
it.
white supremacy.
Throw this one back up, Dave. So let's walk through this one. I
just can't wrap my
it's
brain
unbelievable,
around it.
But this is all in the Bible.
Only Democrats could be that stupid.
Yeah, this is only in the Bible, though. I mean, this is stuff that you see in the end where they call good, evil, and evil is good. But, so you got 52 million in Charlottesville before. After Charlottesville, 133 million. So they're stoking that. They're stoking that outrage. And then they paid $270,000 to a Unite the Right rally leader, the hate grift, in a single image. So then you can see right below there, $181 million increase. So they're using this. They're using the media and all their proxies out there in the corporate-run, radical, globalist, Marxist media to in other words, raise all this money in a It's just terrible.
It was like they're fighting themselves. They're complaining about a problem, but they are the problem. They're feeding the problem. They're feeding the monster. And it's just, and the Democrats think people, and I guess there's a lot of brain dead people out there, are going to buy into this.
Yeah.
And now it's being exposed, and who they're going to blame? The Republicans.
Yeah.
I don't think American people and voters are that stupid.
Hopefully not.
But there's some people out there who are so woke, I just think they're brain dead.
Yeah,
it's
some
like
of them are.
They need a lobotomy or something.
Well, between that and the mail-in balloting and all the cheating tactics, and if you haven't seen 2,000 Mules, by the way, by Dinesh D'Souza, go watch that.
Yep.
That really breaks that down. We got to take a quick break. We'll come back more with Captain Will Smith here coming up next, Consumer Quarterback Show. We're also going to give you the latest real estate stats for Pinellas County, fresh off the MLS data coming out here. Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
Hey, this is Grant Cardone, and you're listening to Consumer Quarterback Show, hosted by my friend Brandon Rimes. Do not touch that dial. I'll come right through the radio and grab your throat.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-917-1894. Online at consumerqb.com.
Are you a W-2 wage earner making $100,000 or more and feel like taxes are crushing you? What if you could legally reduce your W-2 income using real estate? With strategies like real estate professional status, short-term rentals, high earners are saving tens of thousands of dollars per year. Join us for our workshop and learn how to keep more of what you make. Wednesday, May 6th at Crown and Bull. Mark Hay and Brandon Rimes will be hosting a financial advising workshop for W-2 earners making $100,000 or more. Wednesday, May 6th at Crown and Bull, Main Street, Dunedin. RSVP by calling or texting 813-917-1894. It's a free event. We're going to buy you appetizers, and your first drink will be provided by the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. brimes at kw.com, 813-917-1894, BRIMES at kw.com, 813-917-1894. Thank you so much and have a blessed day.
Did you know that we buy houses cash? We can close quickly for a all-cash offer on your real estate properties, residential, commercial, even vacant land. We'll buy your property cash. No cleaning, no showings, and no hassles. You can even possibly stay in your home post-closing. Call Brandon at 813-917-1894. Submit the email at consumerqb.com or call 813-917-1894, consumerqb.com. We buy houses cash and fast.
Attention business owners, did you know we have 100% financing options available? Our no money down program offers 100% financing for business owners. If you are currently leasing your commercial space, you can purchase real estate for no money down. Additionally, the program offers money for working capital, equipment, and business fixtures. You can even pay off current business debt. Reach out at 813-917-1894. Call or text 813-917-1894. brimes at kw.com. And that is our 100% financing, no money down program for business owners. We would love to help you buying, selling, or investing in real estate. 813-917-1894. brimes at kw.com. All right, let me tell you about my friends at Bayview Paints Plus, top-tier window, solar panel, and gutter cleaning, Christian company with godly morals. Find them on Yelp, Facebook, and Instagram at Bayview Paints Plus, or call 813-917-1894. Window cleaning, solar panels, gutter cleaning at Bayview Paints Plus, 813-917-1894.
Dennis Prager here for Brandon and Lindsay Rimes, owners of the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams. Buying, selling, investing in real estate, their nationwide Keller Williams network makes them the best team to work with. Sellers, have your property featured live on air, creating multiple offers. Buyers, leverage a unique system that gets your offer accepted, never overlooked. Call or text 813-750-0550, 813-750-0550, or consumerqb.com.
You're listening to the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rimes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
All right, Consumer Quarterback Show, Platinum MVP team, Keller Williams Realty. We got Captain Will Smith in studio with us. And we're talking about Will Smith Aviation, talking about the foundation, got the Pirate. What's the website for that again? Pirate
It's
Tours?
TampaPirateBus.com.
TampaPirateBus.com.
So, yeah, go online. You can see what we've got going on May 2nd for the media. I'm hoping to see you guys out there, too. We're going to have a lot of fun. We get a lot of content.
Yeah, TampaPirateBus.com. It's a pretty sweet deal. I mean, you got a one ticket price. You can bring BYOB on the thing. You're gonna go bar hopping. You got participating bars. They can go through. Shout out to TBBC, by the way, our friend David Doble over there. David Doble running that TBBC right there. He's got a great location, couple great locations. Let's do a couple listings here, and we'll jump right back into it. 100 East Shell Point is a commercial property that we have listed in Ruskin. This is a gorgeous property, very unique building here at 6,758 square feet. It's a mixed-use zoning. It's a half an acre lot, plenty of parking. You got multiple income streams coming in already from your residential and commercial rentals. It's a 2-story building, ideally positioned on a high visibility catty corner lot. Great opportunity here. 100 East Shell Point Road in Ruskin, Florida. Another one of our 50-plus listings from the Platinum MVP team. Keller Williams Realty. 9900 Island Harbor Drive. This one is a short sale that we have listed on the waterfront. You've got a private dock, access to the Gulf. 9900 Island Harbor Drive, which is a 432, 2,000-plus square feet, under a quarter-acre lot, short sale. Now, this has experienced some hurricane and flood damage, so you have opportunity there to buy this as a short sale and potentially renovate it. Maybe you rent it out and rent it, something along those lines, or flip it. Direct access to the Gulf. No bridges, 9900 Island Harbor Drive. You can see all of our listings online at platinummvpteam.kw.com. See all of our radio, TV show experts at consumerqb.com. All right, Captain Will Smith. What else is going on, man? What else you seeing out there? What's
Captain's Blend Coffee. So
got the coffee blend.
Working with one of the affiliates here, and he's doing the mobile billboard. So
okay,
that's working. People call me like, did I just see you go down Dale Mabry Highway? I'm like, yeah, probably.
That's cool.
So
yeah,
if you like good coffee, it's really picking up. CaptainsBlendCoffee.com. We get the beans raw. I roast them myself per order. Nice. So you're getting something fresh. You're getting something organic. No preservatives, no additives. It's just pure, great Colombian, Costa Rican coffee.
Yeah,
and you can taste the flavors that you should be tasting.
That's cool.
Not the stuff that you get from the store that's sat on the shelf.
I need to get more of that.
Yeah.
I need to get signed up on an auto renew or something.
Yeah, I'll roast you up some good stuff.
I mean,
man.
We're drinking coffee all the time.
Exactly.
I just need to set it up.
Yeah.
So on the website, you go on there, you can just set up.
You can do auto renew. Yep, and
there you go.
I'll roast it up, fresh for you. It's always
Sweet.
within 5 days worth of from roasting, and you get it. And the flavor of the coffee is it tastes like what coffee's supposed to taste like, not like the stuff you get from the store. It sits on the shelf for so long.
Right.
By the time it gets to the consumer, it's already a year old. Well, the
old?
Yes.
Wow.
The beans, they have to put something on the beans to keep them from just getting mold and getting moldy.
Preservatives.
Yeah, preservatives. So, but we don't do that. So our shelf life on our beans is about 60 days. So if you don't drink it by then, you got to throw it out.
So we've also got an event we're planning, something for employee appreciation. We're going to do a seafood boil, right?
Yes, we are. Yeah. I remember talking about that the other day. We got to get that together and pick a date for that.
Well, Lindsay was saying we should do it for our 4th of July party.
Oh, yeah. That's a good idea. Yeah.
Yeah, well, luckily we have a Ron DeSantis down here.
Yeah, we're not canceling anything.
Uncle Ronnie D. He's not going to cancel the 4th of July.
No.
But yeah, we'll have a little seafood bowl.
Yeah, let's do that.
Appreciation.
Let's pick it. Yeah,
it's been a while since we did
July.
that.
Well, I think it would be a perfect time to do it. The 250th anniversary of this great country, and get all our veterans over there, and let's have some fun.
Yeah, that'll be fun. Be good times. All right, Captain Will Smith. Check him out online, willsmithaviation.com. You got the foundation as well. What's the foundation's website?
WWFTampaBay.org. WWFTampaBay.org. CaptainsBlendCoffee.com. WillSmithAviation.com.
And TampaPirateBus.com.
And
you got 4 .coms now.
Well, I also got CaptainWillSmith.com. If you want to pick up one of my books and read it, you can go
there.
To
you
that
go.
One too.
All right, he's got 5. He's got 5 .coms, y'all. Captain Will Smith. All right, coming up, we got Luke Makar, Aspire Solar. We're going to talk solar and photovoltaic energy with you. Coming up on the Consumer Quarterback Show, ConsumerQB.com.
Hey, I'm Ken Shamrock, and you're here with Consumer Quarterback Show. And I say, Brandon Rhymes, knock out your competition.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-917-1894. Online at consumerqb.com. You're listening to the Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rimes. Online at consumerqb.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-917-1894.
All right, welcome back, Consumer Quarterback Show. We got Luke Makar joining us in studio here, AspireSolarEnergy.com, talking about his solar company here locally. We talk a lot about supporting the local economy by supporting the Consumer Quarterback Show and all of our experts at consumerqb.com. We'll talk more with him here coming up. And before we do, we like to feature our real estate listings on air. And we've got a couple new listings here. One's at 1130 Sweeney Drive in Ruskin. Sweeney Drive, Ruskin, new listing from Nicole on our team. She is a hard-working real estate agent, very active on social media. 3-bedroom, 3-bath, 1,471 square feet, quarter-acre lot, waterfront gym with canal access to Little Manatee River and Tampa Bay. Got a private dock and seawall, perfect for boating, fishing, and sunset views. It's a comfortable, well-designed layout. 1130 Sweeney Drive in Ruskin, Florida. Great opportunity to buy real estate right here in beautiful Tampa Bay. 9901 Bay Drive, Gibsonton. One of my favorite listings here. This is a corner lot location, waterfront on the Alafaya River, access to the bay. And this is 9901 Bay Drive, Gibsonton. 4-bedroom, 3-bath, 3,500 square feet, just under a quarter-acre lot. 23 minutes to downtown Tampa, and it's at the end of a quiet dead-end road, no through traffic. And it's the last house on the street with a lot of privacy there. So you got a corner lot with about 135 feet of river frontage with extra space for and vaulted ceilings, private covered boat dock there, and a gorgeous lanai on the back there with the water views. Great opportunity at 9901 Bay Drive, Gibsonton. You can see all of our listings at PlatinumMVPTeam.kw.com and check out all of our radio and TV show experts at ConsumerQB.com. All right, Luke Makar back in studio with us, and give us a little update. What are you seeing out there? So you were telling me about this span panel, which is a really advanced technology that people might want to look into.
Absolutely, yeah. So the electrical panel, as we know it, has been around for quite some time. And so they've developed this smart panel called the span panel, and it has 3 main functions. There are consumption trackers behind each individual breaker. So you can see on the screen, if you're watching, the breakers look the same, but behind them there's a consumption tracker. So when paired with the app on your phone, I can see, hey, my living room is using X amount, my dryer's using Y, my office lights are using this.
Yeah.
Right? So it just gives you more insight into where exactly that electrical bill is going.
Yeah.
Now, recently I wanted to share a story with the listener. So I had this installed in my house a few days ago, maybe 5-6 days ago. And I noticed, hey, our air conditioning bill is through the roof.
Yeah.
I made one adjustment. Didn't cost me any money other than to pay for the span, but this knowledge is coming to you guys. One adjustment. I changed the thermostat by 2 degrees from 70, which I know is cold, to 72. And I ran the fans indefinitely. I just kept them running. The next day I checked the app, and the day after I checked the app, 40% drop in total consumption.
Yeah.
So you can see there, I went from 95 kilowatt hours for the day to, on the right-hand side, I went to 56.
Wow.
That's a 40% drop, and all I did was change the thermostat by 2 degrees, and I ran the fans.
Yeah.
So why do we use this in solar? I can control these breakers through the app.
That's cool.
So I can turn stuff on or off remotely. If I'm out of town, right, I can turn stuff off if I don't need to have them on, and they'll work with a battery. So I can connect the Tesla Powerwall 3, for example, and say, hey, when the battery drops to 70%, I want you to turn this stuff off automatically.
Yeah.
Because they're not important. What do I need to run the dryer for if the power's out? You know? And then if the battery drops below 30%, I want you to turn all this stuff off. Basically just run, for example, the fridge.
Yeah.
So you can extend the life of your battery without actually having to add another battery, which costs, another 10 grand.
Yeah.
So
that's super awesome, man.
Yeah, it's very neat technology. and you can save you a lot of money. I mean, I'm going to pay for the span just with that savings tip alone.
Yeah. So, and you have the Tesla batteries as well?
I'm in the midst of installing them. Yeah, it's permitting right now.
Nice.
So I had one room. I've just bought a new place, so the electricals is all haywire. I had one room that needed to have a breaker replaced. I'm like, why am I going to pay to replace a breaker when I'm going to put this panel anyways?
Right.
I'll just put the panel, bang, bang, and then when the battery comes, just connect it in. So
there you go.
Yeah, we will be having a Powerwall 3 for sure.
That's awesome.
I don't want the wife and kids to be without Powerwall. Well, hurricane season's in.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, hurricane season right around the corner. So the batteries seem like a far superior way than having those generators, right? You got to constantly maintain, put maintenance out on those generators. You got to fill them up with fuel. It seems like definitely the batter is the way to go.
For sure. If you want something whole home, right? If you just want a generator to run, like a fridge, and that's how you want to go about things, of course, the solar cost is not going to be the same. But if you want to install a whole home proper generator, you're probably going to have to dig a propane tank underneath, for example. It's going to be a pretty expensive endeavor. And the battery can pair with solar, so it has some payback, right? When you pair solar and batteries, now the system will pay for itself. Whereas a generator will never, you're not offsetting anything. You're just giving yourself some protection.
Yeah.
Which I admire. Of course, you want some protection.
Yeah.
They're also much more quiet.
Yes.
They don't make any noise.
Right.
Right. And then there's no fuel runs. You remember when Milton came, everybody's racing. Their lineups at the gas station are super long. You don't have any of that. Right? The sun comes up, the batteries recharge. Right. Most of our systems, they're recharged fully by noon.
Wow.
So they drain them through the night. Sun comes up, starts powering your home, and then by noon, the battery's recharged now.
That's super cool.
Right? So you just have this loop of I have power, I drain it in the night with the battery, I recharge in the morning.
Yeah.
So, and then you have the span panel now, instead of having, for example, a sub panel. So a lot of times in the systems, I might come to you and say, Brandon, your home uses too much electricity. Let's put in a sub panel and we're just going to power these loads. What happens if after the fact you say, Luke, I have no problem powering these loads. I want to power some other stuff. Well, it's hardwired. I have to come back and do more work.
Right.
With the span, I just click the button.
Yeah.
I go from full panel to sub panel and everywhere in between.
Yeah, so you can locate inefficiencies and then kind of shift your consumption as well.
Absolutely. The app will tell you if there's some inconsistencies. So it will pick up and say, hey, listen, your fridge is usually using this much and it's spiked. So instead of waiting the 30 days and finding out, something's wrong, I don't know what.
Right.
Right off the bat, hey, why is my AC pulling 3 times what it usually does?
Yeah.
Let me get an electrician. Let me get an HVAC tech out here and stop the problem before it shows up on the bill.
I love that. Yeah. If you just joined us, we're talking with Luke Makar. He's the owner of Aspire Solar, and we're talking about ways that you can create efficiencies utilizing that photovoltaic energy from the sun. The other point, to make when it comes to this technology is that the power companies are going to every year increase the rates. We see it, the history of that's what they've done. The future will show that, I believe. And you also see data centers coming into Florida. There's going to be a big strain, coming in. I don't think there's any in Tampa Bay yet. I think there was one greenlit for the East Coast that I've seen. But essentially, that could be a major influence as well on the power supply in Florida. So why not take a look at it? Your property will give a free consult as well, Luke, if somebody wants to come over and kind of raise their hand and say, hey, come check me out. Let me know, do I have the right facing exposure and things of that nature, right? And make sure it'll fit right.
Absolutely. I think information is really important when you're considering whether or not you want to go solar. And a lot of homeowners are frustrated because they say, I'm just looking for straightforward numbers, right? How many panels do I need? Let's start there, right? How much does the system cost? Sometimes it's difficult even to get a number. And you have a lot of companies out there that are offering lease to owns, right? So they'll give you a buyout after 5 years. That's the new way to sell solar, is I'm going to give you a lease to own. The problem is that the buyout after 5 years, they won't give you a value, right? If you go to lease a car, after 3 years, they tell you can buy out the van or buy out the truck for whatever, $30,000.
Right.
That number's fixed. Here, it's a fair market value.
Okay.
What does that mean?
Yeah.
It doesn't mean
what's the technology.
They can pick how much is the system worth, and they can pick whatever number they want. So when we come and give a proposal, we say, here's how much it costs, right? Straightforward. If you'd like to finance, here are a couple options.
There you go.
You plug it into a finance calculator, you know your payment, you pay early, no prepayment penalty, nice and simple.
And that's residential or commercial solar?
Yeah, so residential or commercial. Commercial, there is a 30% tax credit that's available to you. So as a business owner, you can deduct 30% of what you spent on solar and batteries off the cost of your expenses at the end of the year. That's huge.
Yeah.
And residential is picking up quite a lot because the bills are starting to go up now with these air conditioners, for sure.
I want to ask you a question also. Whenever we're listing and selling properties and you have a property that has an existing solar in place and they still owe money on it, I want to ask you about that. You know, when you think about that scenario, realtors find themselves in that position sometimes. What's your thoughts around that when there's solar already on the roof and it's under contract for sale?
So the majority of the times that you're going to run into an issue, the system will have been leased, right? So if a homeowner installs a leased solar, you cannot buy out that system for the first 5 years.
Okay.
So now if you're leasing the system, you want to sell the house, the homeowner does not want to have any payments owing to anybody, you cannot physically buy it out.
Okay.
And if you do, that buyout is not a fixed, or it's difficult to get the company, the lender to give you the buyout. And this is where realtors really get upset with solar in general.
We got to work a net sheet somewhere, right?
Well, it's frustrating. So
yeah.
If you finance the system, the buyout is very straightforward. It's like if you finance a vehicle, here's your buyout.
Yeah.
Boom. When you do it, statement of adjustments, right? When you're closing with the lawyer, the lender gets paid off for the solar. The system's owned.
Yeah.
So leasing causes a lot of frustration when you're buying and selling, unless you can call. Here's a bit of advice: call whoever the loan is with, get a fixed number. How much is it to buy it out? If it's in the first 5 years, they won't give it to you.
Yeah.
So
that's interesting.
Yeah.
All right, so let's talk about some real estate stats here. Pinellas County, we've got the latest numbers for Q1. So we're just rolling into April here, of course, and now you look at March. So I'm going to compare. I want you to look at the far right here. If you're watching our YouTube channel, maybe some of our repurposed content on Instagram, TikTok, etc. You've got March 25 compared to March 2026. So you've got 1,168 current properties available for sale. That's down about 24% year over year. The active listings are also down 13% from down to 3,093. And the pending is at 1,231 properties, and that's in Pinellas County. This is for detached residences in Pinellas County. Now, if you look at some of the bigger numbers here, median days on market is up 33%. So it used to be 42, now it's 56 days on market. And you have the other changes to look at is what is the median days on market? About 131 days on market in Pinellas County. So that number is also up 17.5%. Seller concessions. What percentage of closings had seller concessions on the deal, on the HUD statement? Well, we call it a closing disclosure now. But the seller concessions were 35.8%, almost 36%, which is up 5% year over year. And then what are the amount? How much concessions are people getting? About $9,000 on average. That's up $500. And then what percentage failed? About 26% failed. So they listed, they tried to sell, but they couldn't sell. So a lot of the properties, they don't sell, and that's where you want to work with the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. We're getting about a 98% closing list price to sell price ratio, whereas the market is generally right around a 92%. So we're getting 6 percentage points more than the other MLS listing agents. So there you go. There you have it. Your latest real estate stats for Pinellas County. So we've got Luke Makar in studio with us. I wanted to get to this story real quick before we got to take it to break. But this potential mass shooter, have you heard about this? A mass school shooting averted as police arrest teens in Hillsborough County, Florida, for bringing loaded guns to school. This was pretty crazy because, hey, look, this is the trend. These kids think it's cool, think it's in vogue, whatever it is. Maybe they're on psychotic drugs. A lot of these drugs are causing psychosis. Our friend Andrew, who created the couple different movies. He's got a movie on Amazon Prime called Speed Demons. He's got a movie, a series with Kevin Sorbo on Salem Now. He's telling me that a lot of these school shootings are mass shootings and mass killings are related to the types of drugs and over the pharmaceuticals, not over the counter pharmaceuticals that these kids are taking. But this one was thwarted here in Hillsborough County. So another potential school shooting. So we've got to raise awareness. We've got to have mental health, and we got to have people reaching out to these youth. I think the church needs to step up and have more counseling. And these, you also have to have parental involvement with some of these children. A lot of these children are kind of on their own, and the parents aren't really involved that much. So, all right, let's take a quick break. Right back, more with Luke Makar, Aspire Solar. I want to ask him how to compare solar quotes. That's a big question that we get. Is when you're having sales folks out, what are the questions to ask, what to ask the contractor, and how to compare solar quotes. Coming up with Luke Makar, AspireSolarEnergy.com, ConsumerQB.com. Quick break. Right back.
Thanks for listening to my daddy's show. Please make sure to send him all of your real estate deals and subscribe to the Consumer Quarterback Show podcast on iTunes and Spotify, or check out our YouTube channel. Have a blessed day.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-917-1894. Online at ConsumerQB.com.
Tired of long lines at the airport? Check out Tampa Bay's premier private jet source. I'm Brandon Rimes for Will Smith Aviation. Aircraft management, acquisition, and sales, luxury jet escapes, and packages. Check them out online. WillSmithAviation.com. That's WillSmithAviation.com. Or call the show. I'll put you right in touch directly with Captain Will Smith. AmericaFirstPatriotStore.com for all of your non-woke, American-made products. American values, Christian, conservative American values. Say hello to my business partner, Jim McCune at AmericaFirstPatriotStore.com. David Reynolds Jewelry and Coin.com. Say hello to Shane Socash, longtime friend of the Consumer Quarterback Show, 4009 Central Avenue, St. Petersburg, online at David Reynolds Jewelry and Coin.com for all of your precious metals and jewelry design. David Reynolds Jewelry and Coin.com. Hey, Brandon Rimes here for Jason Coble, owner of Coble Law. Coble Law has been handling injury cases in Tampa for the past 14 years and has a specialized approach focused on limiting client cost and maximizing client profit. TampaWorkCompLaw.com. TampaWorkCompLaw.com. Jason Coble, longtime friend of the Consumer Quarterback Show, personal injury law, and work comp law. Hey, Brandon Rimes here for our friends at TargetSurveying.net for all of your surveying needs. Land surveying firm providing services for real estate since 1992, and they are statewide. Check them out online, TargetSurveying.net. That's TargetSurveying.net. Selling commercial, vacant land, or residential properties? Don't leave money on the table. List with the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. I'm Brandon Rimes. You can reach me at 813-917-1894. Call or text 813-917-1894. Online at ConsumerQB.com. That's ConsumerQB, like quarterback.com. Buying, selling, investing, or refinancing? We would love to talk to you. Thank you so much and have a blessed day.
You're listening to the Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rimes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at ConsumerQB.com.
All right, welcome back, Consumer Quarterback Show. I need your vote. I need you to vote for me. I'm up for an award. It's the Innovator Award, Tampa Realtors Innovation Award through the Tampa Bay Real Producers Choice Awards. Go on our social media. Please click the link. It takes 45 seconds. Anyone can vote. Greatly appreciate it if you do. We're up for the Innovator Award, and we want to win it. So appreciate you supporting the Consumer Quarterback Show. Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. 6374 Boatyard Drive. We got a vacant lot for sale. We got about a dozen parcels of land and land listings throughout Tampa Bay. This one's right on the Gulf. You literally have the Gulf of America as your next door neighbor. This is 0.37 acres. It's an R4 zoning. It's a Gulf front double lot, one of the largest waterfront building lots in the area. That is 176 feet, brand new concrete seawall, boat ramp, recently redone. 6374 Boatyard Drive, Hudson, Florida. Great opportunity to buy and build your dream home. Buy some dirt, build your dream home right here in beautiful Tampa Bay. Let's take a look at another land listing. Let's look at South Taylor Road in Seffner. South Taylor Road, Seffner. This one's zoned for duplexes out there in Seffner. It's out in, you got that Hillsborough County area, 0.37 acre lot. Actually, I'm sorry, 2.4 acres here, South Taylor Road in Seffner. 2.4 acres, allows for 6 units per acre, zoned RDC6 duplex zoning. So great opportunity to buy and build. Buy some dirt, build your dream home, and great opportunity to get into the real estate space.
Buy dirt, find the one you can't live without.
All right, we got Luke Makar in studio. Aspire Solar, AspireSolarEnergy.com, AspireSolarEnergy.com. How to compare solar quotes and all those questions that you get around contractors. What's your thoughts around that?
So I would recommend, if you're considering solar, go to a website called EnergySage.com. That's Energy, S-A-G, EnergySage.com. And it's basically like an Angie's List for solar.
Cool.
So you'll be able to go up there for free and get quotes from 4 different verified contractors. And EnergySage will help you to assess the equipment. So if I'm quoting you X panel, EnergySage will give you a review on that panel. If I'm quoting you an inverter, EnergySage will give you a review on that inverter. So you can compare, hey, here are the 4 quotes. This panel is rated excellent. This panel is rated very good. This inverter is just rated good, right? And this guy's giving me a price per watt. So you can easily compile all 4 quotes right in one spot. I think it will help you to be informed when you're making a decision.
Yeah.
And also, you'll find that there are different contractors. They're reviewed, right? What are their EnergySage reviews? What are their Google reviews? How long have they been on the website? So I would highly recommend that. And also, one just important thing, ask the contractor who holds the license.
Okay.
Who holds the license? Because it's very common in solar and in Florida in general that, somebody borrows someone's license, they have a qualifier, right?
Right. Qualifier,
so are you a marketing company that does solar, or are you a solar company?
Right.
Right? And maybe you're okay with them being, but at least you should know, well, okay, where is the license holder?
Yeah, who holds the license, and am I paying a markup by simply going through that marketing company?
Yeah.
It's very similar in real estate. A lot of times people want to know, are you the broker or are you a sales associate? So ask those questions, find out, what's the background there of the company, check them out online. What are some of the other misnomers that you have in solar?
So getting a cash price. Again, I mentioned this earlier, but get a cash price. Even if they say, we do financing and this is not the best way to do it, that's okay. It kind of gives you your basis for, if I wanted to cut you a check today, how much does the system cost?
Right.
Right.
Because maybe you look at a home equity line of credit.
Yeah, you do it yourself.
You have access to some equity. Hey, I've got 50% equity in my home. Take out a home equity line of credit. I can get a great rate on that. Versus your financing that's only allowing me to go, whatever, 5 year, whatever it is.
Yeah.
So there's going to be at least something to compare to find out, hey, what's my cash price? So that's a good point.
Yeah, because a lot of times they don't want to give it to you. And that should be a red flag.
Right. So why would they not want to give it to you?
Because they want you to go into this other tricky form of financing that, they can sweet talk and make it sound nice. And at the end of the day, you do the math, you end up paying a lot more.
Because they're selling you on payment.
Yeah. Exactly. It's like when you, in the old days, you used to buy a car, they tell you the 4 square, right? What do you want your payment to be? What do you want your down payment? What's your, right?
Yeah.
So if they won't tell you, hey, here, cut this check, this is yours, that should indicate to you, okay, maybe the person I'm talking to isn't the most trustworthy source. Yeah, exactly. But if they tell you, hey, here's how much it costs cash,
right?
It clears all doubt from your mind.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. You got to make sure as a consumer that you're asking the right questions, you're qualifying the company, so you don't end up caught in one of these scams, one of these gimmicks, one of these things that you regret later. You have that instant regret in some cases, but you won't have that with Luke Makar. AspireSolarEnergy.com, AspireSolarEnergy.com. Always a pleasure having you on, and hopefully some of our audience will reach out to you and ask those questions and get in touch.
We're ready to help them when they do.
I love it, man.
Thanks for having me.
Hey, reach out to the show. We'd love to put you in touch. 813-917-1894. ConsumerQB.com. 813-917-1894. ConsumerQB.com. We hope to see you also at May 6th, 6 o'clock, Crown and Bull. That's our next event. It's going to be a networking mixer. It's going to be an investor seminar. Mark Hay going to be with me there. May 6th, 6 o'clock, Crown and Bull in Dunedin is our investor seminar, and we hope to see you there. Well, hey, another great show. We found out a lot about Luke Makar and his company here with solar. We also talked with Captain Will Smith on the program, Will Smith Aviation, and his multiple companies and URLs. And we want you to please go out there and consider committing a random act of kindness. Do something kind for one another. Be a force for good in the community. And we'll see you next time on the Consumer Quarterback Show ConsumerQB.com.
You've been listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rimes. Whether it's real estate, consumer, or financial advice, let Brandon call your next play. Call Brandon Rimes at 813-917-1894. That's 813-917-1894. Online at ConsumerQB.com. And join us next time for The Consumer Quarterback Show.